Right. Hello and welcome to TV Burp. On EastEnders, Bobby Davro takes John Barrowman on a tour of Albert Square.
We're off, girls. See you later.
Matthew King lets one go on Emmerdale. And wishful thinking on Hole in the Wall.
Ring on the wall!
Yeah, good luck with that, love. Nice try. Nice try. Yeah. Now, last week we spotted the first case of Bruceitis. It pitched up on casualty.
Problem? Can you hear from the...
Yes, well, I'm afraid it's spreading fast. There was a giraffe on Zoo Days with it.
Oh, that's good girl. Oh.
And Laurel off Emmerdale is a particularly nasty case.
Do you mind if I go? I need to find my mum.
Jenny, you go, you go. Thank you very much. Well done, well done.
I just hope I don't get it. Sadly, Bruce himself has got advanced Bruceitis. Yeah, he's moved on to stage 2 of the disease. It's worse than I thought. Of course, the big story from Strictly last week was John Sargent not being very good at dancing. There's a big surprise. But, what happens if you'd voted for John? I mean, those votes cost money.
If you voted for John and Christina last weekend and you want a refund on your call, full details of how you can do that are on CFAX, page 524.
Hello, BBC? Yeah, I don't like watching celebrities learning to dance every Saturday night for 3 months and was wondering whether I could get a refund on my licence fee. Hey? And I don't like Merlin either. It's great to see, though, the return of veteran broadcaster Tara Palmer-Tomkinson to our screens on The Underdog Show. Now, it took her a little while to get back in the saddle. I mean, a few weeks ago, she was plainly a little bit rusty.
Without further ado or a poo.
Fortunately, she's now got the hang of it.
Hello, I'm Mark Devons.
And I'm Tara Palmer. Woof, woof. Time flies when you're peeing and pooing all over the TV studio, and our furry bunchums are all pretty good at this stage of the competition. Yeah, well done, Brian Diddle. He loves to sip my bottom.
Sort of. Brian Blessed certainly threw himself into the whole thing.
Okay, Cookie, let's start the judges!
Yeah, maybe skip the Red Bull at lunchtime, Brian. If you haven't seen it, the object of the exercise is for celebrities to train up rescue dogs. So let's see one of the tasks.
It's course 7 and all about control. First, some heel work between 2 tunnels. Then a downstay before being recalled through the tube tunnel. The soft tunnel and heel work around some poles. Then the dog must ring a bell and perform a sit-stay while the handler opens and closes a gate for them to pass through.
So that's heel work through the soft tunnel, around the poles, ring the bell, through the gate and over the seesaw. This is how Jason and Jim fared.
Come close, close.
So
Go.
You can always rely on Jim to have fun out here.
Wait.
I'm giving them a 10. Of course, that was fairly early on in the series. It was the semi-finals this week, so as you can imagine, after weeks of training, dog and celebrity have become almost as one. Watch the graceful way in which Brian and Dog Dougal dance.
Dougal! 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 Ah, come on, Dougal!
just got this lovely new red scarf. Yeah, it's an early Christmas present from the wife. It is a bit long, though. Where's the other end? Yes, it's the X Factor. I think it's probably time for me to come clean and tell you who I'm backing. It's Owen. Yes, because, I don't know, I like his voice, I like his look, particularly that look he does when he's trying to get people to vote for him. And it's a look that I'm trying to cultivate myself.
Someone will be heading home tonight, you know that, to make absolutely certain he's known. Give us a call, 0901 61 61 106.
Which brings us to our occasional item, the many faces of Louis Walsh. Number 4, outrage.
The many faces of Louis Walsh.
Danny absolutely made the right decision by choosing that song for you, because you're doing what you have to do, so you've got to protect your artist. And if Louis, if you don't like it, tough.
It's terrible, isn't it, the state of it? But it will look nice, I'm sure.
Yeah, OK, Mum, I'm a bit busy at the moment. Yeah. What's for dinner? Oh, not again. Yeah, it's OK, I'll pop into the spa and get a sausage roll. This was the new Knowles vehicle, Wild About Your Garden, in which gardens are made to be more friendly to the animals. So what rare and interesting animals were attracted into this new-look garden?
So as the first day draws to a close, Ellie reckons we can help one of Britain's...
The plastic bag! Yeah, since people started recycling, the numbers of plastic bags in the wild has diminished quite considerably. I've got one in this box, which I'm hoping to breed from. I'll just check to see if it's OK. You do have to be careful, just in case... What's the best 20 quid you've ever earned?
Need you to do me a favour.
I've delivered the pies. My work here is done.
I need you to punch me in the face. Not too hard, maybe on the nose.
Sorry, I'm not a man of violence.
I'll give you 20 quid.
Keep the 20, I'll do it for nothing. Sean Tully, meanwhile, had a bit of a gripe.
Hey, I love a surprise party. Do you know, no one has ever thrown me a surprise party. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can. You are a bit annoying. Dev, meanwhile, had kitchen problems of his own. You see, he'd taken over the kebab shop and wasn't entirely familiar with the equipment. And when he got an order for a milkshake, it seemed to me that maybe he was putting his face just a little too close to the mixer. Careful, Dev. Don't put your face too... Oh, yeah. It is tricky knowing how far to keep your face from kitchen appliances. All that talk of food, I fancy something to eat. First, I think I'll put some toast on. Yeah, pop that in there. Let that cook, and I think I'll griddle some bacon. Yeah. Griddle up. Just check it's hot. Oh, yeah, that is hot. I'll just check it's nice and clean. Oh, got a bit too close. You got the face burnt. Perhaps I'll microwave the bacon. Yeah, microwave it. Just, I just check that that's nice and clean inside. Got my head a bit too close to the... Perhaps I'll just have a milkshake. Just have a milk jar. Just check the level of... believe it. I did it again. Just pop that. Now, whatever you do, kids, don't try this at home, because I was doing that to get laughs. I'm 44. Which brings us to our TV Burp Poetry Corner.
TV Burp Poetry Corner.
I've been sorting out the pies.
I know, but you missed the big surprise.
Pregnant Maria had her ultrasound scan, and, as is the custom, they printed off a photo.
Who wants to see the baby?
Me, I do. Oh, Steve, look at this. Oh.
Baby, it looks more like a king prawn.
Yeah, maybe she's pregnant with a king prawn rather than a baby. Which does beg the question, which is better? A king prawn or a baby? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, baby! Welcome back to TV Burp. Ex-lizard woman on Rough Guide.
I'm visiting the district of Guion to meet Mrs. Shibotani, who was once a successful gecko.
Finger caught in zip on apparitions. And police, not what they used to be on Survivors. Natural World Clever Monkeys now, featuring Dave Attenborough. And it's true what they say, you do tend to get a bit more right-wing as you get older.
Rivals and foreigners can be killed if you can catch them.
All right, Grandad, calm down. This programme followed a group of capuchin monkeys, and they had a surprisingly sophisticated society. For instance, they had regular trips to the monkey dentist. Yeah, that all seems clear. I'll see you in 6 months. I recognised a few faces amongst those monkeys. Yeah, there was Bruce Forsyth Monkey. Ricky Hatton Monkey. Kirk Monkey off Corrie. Nicola Monkey off Girls Aloud. And Ant Monkey from Ant and Dec. Wait a minute. Famous faces in the jungle? That rings a bell. Yes, it's I'm a pleb, get me on TV again. Yeah. And here are some of the stars involved.
Public, I think, probably best know me as Mr. Sulu from Star Trek.
Because that's the only thing you've been in. Who else?
The public will probably know me as Mickey Miller from EastEnders.
Because that's the only thing that you've been in. Then, of course, there's Timmy Mallet. Hard at times to remember that he used to be a children's entertainer.
Brilliant! Utterly brilliant! Thanks.
Yeah, pull your trousers up and push off. Now, if the Earth was able to give birth, I wonder who or what it would give birth to. Push. Push. One last push, come on. Push. Oh, it's that bloke from Dollar. Yeah, David Van Day has immediately won over the British public.
Make a good meal out of it. After 3? God, we'll be full up. I'll be going, oh, seconds. He wants seconds. I shall be the cock of the camp.
You already are, Dave. EastEnders now, and Phil had a question for Shirley.
What's the matter with you, Chuckles?
Nothing. Susie's birthday tomorrow.
Oh. She struck me as the type that called it a day at 39. What are you going to get her?
Dunno.
What, and it's tomorrow?
Why? What should I get her?
What are you asking me for?
You're a woman, aren't you?
I've got proof, yeah. Something turned up on her shadow that might suggest otherwise. Bianca's daughter, little Tiff, was having a sponsored silence. Started off as good fun, but for my money, it went on a bit. But what I was most worried about this week was the suggestion that a giant crow was stalking the square. Judging by the noise it made, it was a monster. Giant crow on EastEnders. What they really need is something to scare it off. Oh, it's flown off. It's flown off. Oh, but it's circling. Charming. I must say, in these days of the dumbing down of the BBC, it's nice to know that there's still a place for serious art shows on BBC4, particularly the journalist Mark Lawson. So, who is he talking to this week?
The way your hit songs have come about, it's Jake the Peg is another interesting one.
Rolf Harris? Come off it. No, be fair, why shouldn't Rolf be taken seriously as an artist? He's contributed a huge amount to the arts, particularly the world of music.
Tie me kangaroo down, tie me kangaroo down, repeat. Tie me kangaroo down, tie me kangaroo down. Come to the tonic for the finish.
It's a modern classic. And not just great songs, he's invented his own musical instruments too. I couldn't help thinking that maybe Mark hadn't been consulted on the choice of guest. A fair bit of the time, he just seemed a little bit confused. I'm sure they told me the guest this week was Salman Rushdie, I'm sure. And sensing a weakness, Rolf racked it up a notch. By the end, he was just playing with Mark's mind.
If you can imagine doing it, and then you've got a crumb caught in your tongue, you just squeeze that.
Well, just looking to see who Mark Lawson's talking to next week. Oh, Keith Harrison Orville. Yeah. Now, when travelling in Africa, what is the correct greeting when meeting a stranger?
Hello, Professor Tush?
Yes.
How do you do? I'm Jim.
Oh, good to meet you, Jim.
And you? I've come to see your bananas.
Yes, Jimmy Doherty's back, and he's worried about genetically modified food. He takes 2 types of sausage, one cooked in normal oil, one cooked in GM oil, out on the streets of Norwich to see what you, the public, think.
Which one would you choose?
The normal one.
The normal one, why?
because it's normal. Yeah.
I don't like genetically modified crops or messing with Mother Nature. Life is love, and messing around with love is not a good idea.
Yeah, just pick a sausage, will you? I don't want your life story. Of course, in America, GM foods are all the rage, even amongst the Amish community, who live as if it were the 19th century.
The Amish avoid most mod cons. Few of their homes have electricity, and they certainly don't watch television.
Huh? No TV? What do they do all day? Not only do they not have a TV, they don't like appearing on TV either.
I'm here to see an Amish farmer called Gideon. And because of his religious beliefs, he can't be filmed directly in the face, so we have to film him from behind.
Yeah, it'll only be filmed from behind, which makes for great telly.
The heads of the corn will just drop off.
They'll break off, and hang there. And if you have a whole field like that, you're wanting to harvest that with our harvesting methods.
Yeah, actually, after Jimmy visited them, they did start having TV. Yes, and the first show they wanted was TV Burp, Amish style. Hello and welcome to Amish TV Burp. Edna lets one go on Emmerdale. And surprise nose job for Patrick on EastEnders. And to sing us out, it's the Amish Rolf Harris with Timey Kangaroo Down Sport.
Timey kangaroo down, timey kangaroo down, sport, timey kangaroo down, all together now, timey kangaroo down, sport, timey kangaroo down.
That's all from us here. See you next... Hop it. That's all from us here. See you next week.
Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold DVD is available in-store and online. Next here on ITV1, Britney Spears makes her first UK appearance in 4 years in The X Factor. And then at 9:15, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
To TV Burp. Your Saturday night starts right here. Dale Winton doll on When Sharks Attack. Bring on the wall. Man practices the rhythm method of contraception with a specially adapted you-know-what on Holby.
That must be a real hit with all the other pieces.
And after Punch-Out with Danny, Louis Walsh winds up in Casualty. Yeah, X Factor. And poor old Ruth went out. Yeah, but just because she was voted off, she wasn't downhearted, no, because she's got plans.
You have been some battler, haven't you?
I have fought with all my heart, and with everything I had. And this doesn't end here. This is the beginning of my dream. This is the beginning.
Yeah, it's the beginning, and Dermot was most encouraging.
Well, it's all over for Ruth.
I must say, I did enjoy Eoghan Quigg's performance. As you know, I'm backing Eoghan to win, but I very nearly didn't vote for him last week as he was almost forgetting to do his voting face. You know, face that he does to make you vote for him.
He has sung High School Musical. If you want his vote, A+.
of big news last week was Britney Spears. The problem was we had to wait all blooming night.
I can't believe I'm about to say it. Everyone's talking about it. Pinch yourselves because it's true. The most talked about pop star on the planet going to be here, right on this very stage. It's Britney Spears! Hooray! And you lucky pups have got a ticket to the hottest show in town. Pinch yourselves because Britney Spears is here! Hooray! Hey, welcome back to the X Factor, the only place to see Miley Cyrus and that sensational X Factor exclusive, Britney Spears. Hooray! My first visit here for 5 years. We've got the exclusive, one and only Britney Spears is here. Get on with it. Welcome to the most exciting X Factor result ever. The incredible Britney Spears performs live on this stage. Tonight, the excitement is off the scale. In just a few short moments, well, it's going to be mayhem here for the return of Britney Spears. She's here, she's live, she's in the flesh, she's a global superstar, and we are thrilled to have her here. It's the one and only Britney Spears.
Yeah, she got the classic X Factor style build-up as well, but I think they missed a few bits out of that.
8 #1 singles, 5 platinum albums. She didn't mentor the other acts like on previous weeks. She mimes when she sings. Worse dancer than John Sergeant because her pants are too tight. She shaved all her hair off. Taken out of her own home on a stretcher. It's Britney Spears!
A bit like that if you missed it. Which brings us to our occasional item, the many faces of Louis Walsh, number 5, sad.
Many faces of Louis Walsh.
Dangerous Adventures for Boys now, in which Todd Carty and son James were given the opportunity of learning to drive a steam train. I learnt so much about the workings of the steam train from this show. For instance, I found out where the whistle comes from. Yeah, it's all in the type of coal. Depending on the type of coal. Now, that's a bit of old coal for a steam train. There's a bit of French coal. And this is a bit of old British rail coal.
We apologise for the delay. This is due to circumstances beyond our control.
Mr. Todd Carty really threw himself into it, though. He even got himself a new look.
All right? Yeah. Had enough of the smoke. Shall we leave it?
Yeah. Heil Hitler! Oh, yeah. He really rediscovered the child within himself, did Todd.
James?
Yeah?
Catch. You call that throw?
No, I'm not rising to it. I felt that really the two of them should pull their fingers out a bit more.
On their mission, they'll need to keep the heat and flames going for 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Hold that in the door there and have a look around. Is the firebox clean apart from the coal you put in?
Yeah, it looks pretty clean to me.
OK, there's nobody in there asleep on
Nobody
top of the
asleep,
brick arch?
nobody having a kip.
What are you doing with that?
Oh, sorry, Harry.
Boom!
Every now and then, we on TV Burp spot someone who we think is going to make it big in the tough world of television. Someone who immediately lights up the screen with their charisma. This week, it was the turn of Jessie Wallace's sister, Danielle Mason, on Filthy Rich and Famous. Yes, it's TV Burp Stars of Tomorrow today.
TV Burp Stars of Tomorrow today.
That has a lot to do with it.
On Zoo Days, the story of the day-to-day running of Chester Zoo, they've got some very talented animals. There was a penguin that did a sheep impression.
Penguin numbers are in decline.
But the main focus this week was on poor Strolch, the South American spectacled bear, who has the same problem as my nan. Yeah, neither of them are keen on taking their tablets.
I'm just going to take the inside of this pear out, and then what I'll do is I'll put the peanut butter in, mix it in with the tablet. It's just so it's inside something then, and I can just pass it to him, and hopefully he'll just eat it whole.
Yeah, as I say, we do a similar thing for my nan. She's only on one tablet a day. She has been since the 70s. What we do, we crush up the tablet and we mix it with peanut butter and we stick it in a pear, all right? Then we take the pear and we stick that in a hollowed-out grapefruit. We then hide the grapefruit inside a cantaloupe melon. We put the cantaloupe melon inside a watermelon. It does seem a bit of a palaver, but if she didn't take that tablet and got pregnant, I'd never forgive myself. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a new cat. Yeah, and I love to stroke him and then he rolls over. Oh, it's really sweet.
Each mating lasts just seconds. Afterwards, she rolls over. This probably encourages the sperm to reach deep inside the uterus.
This was Animals in the Womb, which follows the adventures of animals as they grow up to be babies. Parts of this documentary reminded me of another show entirely, Big Brother.
It's day 28 of life in the womb.
Unborn kitten, will you come to the dairy room? There was one last cat fact that I didn't know.
When they finally open, the kitten's eyes are enormous in relation to their head. It's equivalent to us having eyes the size of tennis balls.
This is what I look like if I was a kitten. Furball. It was cats last week. This week the spotlight was on dogs. And here's an interesting and I must say rather frightening fact.
Biologically, all dogs can interbreed. However, for some breeds, it's become physically impossible.
You've got to be kidding me! I've got a headache!
Yeah, I enjoyed this week's Dog in the Womb, but I have to say I enjoyed last week's Cat in the Womb. But which is better? Dog in the Womb or Cat in the Womb? There's only one way to find out. TV Burp. John Barrowman reveals new pop video on Here Come the Boys. Brian and Dougal get too close on the Underdog Show.
Kiss a kiss.
Get a kennel. And Ghost of Michael Jackson turns up on Most Haunted.
The ghost of a large male prisoner lurks here, angry that his incarceration has lasted past his death. He's said to confront any unsuspecting guest with an echoing voice shouting, "I'm bad."
Yes, Michael Jackson on Most Haunted, but even more surprising than that was the news that another pint-sized rock star was shacking up with Phil and Susie on Albert Square.
Phil, I can't find Prince.
Well, he's probably asleep in a shoe or something.
No, he's not in the house. He must have got out.
Can't have gone far, can he? His legs ain't long enough.
Yeah, he's small Prince. Yeah, he's been staying with Phil and Susie, but there's a rota in showbiz circles for looking after Prince. It's my turn at the weekends. All right, Prince. What? You want to go to the toilet? You know where the toilet is, don't you? What are you frightened about, you silly man? There's a curly whirly. Not now, after you've been to the loo, and you can eat it during X Factor results. Go on. You got your key, haven't you? Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but I've got him till Sunday morning, then I have to drop him round Dale Winton's. Back to EastEnders. Then Phil and Susie are an item. Yeah, that's not to say Phil hasn't strayed. No, he had a bit of the naughty with... Oh, sorry, Shirley.
Sean, why don't you just give him another chance?
I already have.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? Me and Phil. The other night.
You communed?
Well, that's one word for it.
I knew it. He still loves you.
He couldn't even look at me afterwards.
Or before. Of course, Shirley turned her back on a trip round Europe with Bobby Davro to stay with her old mate Heather. So, how did Bobby Davro cope with Shirley's betrayal? Not well.
Not feeling sorry for myself. Just remember, son, there's nothing worse than what-ifs. I mean, what if I'd listened to your mum more? What if I'd spent more time with you and your brother instead of going down that stupid betting office? What if I hadn't walked out on Hayley's mum? And what if...
Bobby Davro Rocks with Laughter hadn't been cancelled. As I say, she decided to stay with her old mate, Eva.
You know what, Ev? Just the once, I'd like to see me through your eyes.
What would it be like looking through the eyes of Heather? Oh, hello, Ev. It's me, your old mate Shirley. Wait a minute. Oh, that's Princess Curly Whirly. Taken Princess Curly Whirly. Oh well, he'll have to make do with a penguin. World's Strongest Man Super Series now, and let's have a look at the lineup.
Former Europe's Strongest Man from Poland, Jarek Dymek. Almost as tall as the skyline. 6'7" from Minnesota, Dave Osland.
Not quite as tall as the skyline, is he? He's tall, I'll give you that. He's about as tall as a shed. Of course, I was pinning my hopes on Mark Felix, one of the British entries, who was doing really well with the lifting of heavy things.
Let's see it, Mark Felix.
Mark made 385 look like a couple of bags of sugar.
Yeah, he made 385 look like a couple of bags of sugar.
And he's made 395 look like a couple of bags of potatoes.
395 like a couple of bags of potatoes. I wonder what he'll make 405 look like. A couple of bags of yams?
This would be astonishing if he's able to just regroup here and get it. 395 looks simple. 405 beats him.
Oh. More entertaining for me was the one where they carry the little midget gravestones up and down, up and down.
Most of them will go high-low, you can see with Bertman there. So, a little bit of a gamble here from Samuelson as they make the turn.
Yeah, it's good that I might have a go at that myself. A bit like that if you missed it. Yeah, I made it look like a couple of bags of radishes. The Fun Police now on Channel 4, which followed Britain's much-maligned health and safety officers. If you're interested in health and safety, there's plenty of information available in specially produced leaflets.
This one is quite specific. Chainsaws at work. That won't be relevant to every business. That will only be relevant to a very narrow range of businesses on chainsaws.
Oh, that's sore. I wish I read that leaflet now. I'm going to start paying more attention to health and safety from now on. What other leaflets have you got?
This is brand new, off the press this morning, selection and management of mobile elevating work platforms.
But of course, you encounter hazards not just in the workplace. No, it gets even more dangerous once you step outside.
I won't be standing under that. I mean, you know, people keep dying like flies from standing under hanging baskets. Really dangerous things to have.
Yeah, hanging baskets could fall at any time. Yeah, puts working with a chainsaw in the shade. I always thought the worst thing about hanging baskets was that they're a bit naff. But even then, the dangers of the garden pale into insignificance compared with the kitchen.
I've spilled some water. I was transferring a saucepan from there to the sink, and I jerked it, and some splashed on the floor.
No, you didn't. You just got a cup of water and threw it on the floor. It's like you're trying to create dangerous situations where accidents can happen.
Right, there we've got a bowl of soapy water. If I go into this drawer and take out the bread knife and drop the bread knife in there, you can't see the knife in there. So if I left that as it is now, and my wife came home and just put her hand in there to see what's in there before tipping the water away, she could cut her hand on that knife.
Yeah, washing up bowl full of water's dangerous. I mean, I can't see anything that's inside. Get back in the bowl! Which brings us to our basket. Which brings us to our TV highlight of the week. TV highlight of the week.
3, 2, 1, go.
What's Anna Ryder Richardson been up to since Changing Rooms came off the air?
I'm just scraping up gibbon poo.
Well, I suppose it was either that or hole in the wall. Of course not. No, she's bought herself a zoo.
The zoo cost the couple £1 million, but it's been closed to the public for over a year, and it's on its knees.
What a bargain! Just the sort of thing she should be putting all her Changing Rooms cash into at a time of a credit crunch. It was either a rundown zoo or a branch of Woolies. Still, a zoo can be a great family day out, can't it? A life-affirming experience.
With just 6 weeks before they open, the apprentice zoo owners confront the reality that zoos are as much about death as lifestyle.
Oh, OK. You still sure about the project, Anna?
Look at my levers. What do you want, this or a Ferrari? I know what I want.
Yeah, but you bought a zoo. Still, I suppose it's what they call the circle of life.
In the circle of life, it's the wheel of fortune.
Devil of Life.
That's all from us here. See you next
Thank you, Anna. That's all from us here. See you next week.
I wonder which of Louis' many faces will be on display next Saturday. Well, we're in for a clue next, because it's your vote that decides who is in next week's final for the X Factor. And also tonight, another big battle. Danny McIntosh and Rod Anderton compete for the English light heavyweight title. It's the Big Fight Live, starting on ITV4 next.
Hello and welcome to TV Burp. Eli needs his nose hair clipping on Emmerdale.
Well, they'll get here sooner than Shadrach from his pub crawl.
Gone off. Eileen's dad gets phone call from a dolphin on Coronation Street. And man looks older than he is on Louis Theroux.
Are you Maleven?
I'm Maleven.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Well, it was very sad to see I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here come to an end. Yes, a series that brought the moment we were all dreading. They're back over here now. I think Paul Kilroy's wife must really have been dreading this moment.
Where are you? I love you. I love you. I love
That's what I call a Bush Tucker trial. X Factor now, and I very nearly didn't vote for my favourite, Eoghan Quigg. No, well, he very nearly didn't do the face that makes me want to pick up the phone. It was almost as if someone told him not to do it.
Is Owen going to be in the final, smashing up our...
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. All right, I'll do it. It's me. It's not yeah, which brings us to an item that we call the many faces of Louis Walsh, number 6, Hitler.
We may be seeing the birth of a star here.
When Sharks Attack Now, a show that didn't waste any time at all getting to the heart of the matter.
Shark, primal predator, one of our deepest fears made flesh. But what really happens when sharks attack?
You get bitten by a shark.
Why do sharks bite people?
Because they taste good and are easier to catch than seals. Now, over recent weeks, I myself have been the victim of a number of shark attacks. It all started with a bowl of shark fin soup. But as the weeks went by, it became ever more ingenious. It even snatched a much-loved pet from right under my nose. And just last week, it hid in a washing-up bowl. What I have noticed is it tends to attack me from this sort of area here. Not sure why, so how should I react if threatened by a shark?
Once a shark gets here, I'm ready to engage it physically. Be that just pressing on it, pushing on it, striking at it. It all depends on the motivation. I've even gotten so far as going, destroy my weapons.
That's right, you put on your Eoghan Quigg voting face. I was surprised to learn that sharks can be trouble even before they're born.
My arm up the uterus of a lemon shark in Belize, and I was helping deliver babies. I felt this bite, and it's gushing blood, then I realized I'd been bit by an unborn shark.
Bitten by an unborn shark? Hang on, what's that? A shark tail? What the... Which brings us to TV Burp Poetry Corner.
TV Burp Poetry Corner.
Research biologist Mark Marks has spent his working life studying sharks.
I must say, I do enjoy the medical documentaries on Channel 4, such as The Real Elephant Man, A Boy Whose Skin Fell Off, 80-year-old Children, the sensitive treatment of rare disorders or stories that, in less thoughtful hands, might just end up as sensational exploitation reminiscent of the worst excesses of the Victorian freak show. Which brings me to their latest offering.
For years, he's been a devoted husband to his wife.
Okay, that's pretty impressive, I guess.
So much so that when Nancy discovered she was unable to conceive, Thomas came up with a novel solution. He got pregnant.
The pregnant man! Yeah, they've done it again. Hang on a minute. Pregnant man? How is that possible?
Thomas met his now-wife Nancy while he was still a woman, but he later began the testosterone treatments that would make him into the man he is today.
Oh, I see. It's a woman with a beard. Yeah. Just that with the title, The Pregnant Man, I assumed he was a pregnant man, you know. She was Tracy, but now she's Thomas. Fair enough.
I do think it's different being a pregnant man than a pregnant woman.
It's hard to make the comparison because I haven't been a pregnant woman.
Yes, you have. In fact, you are a woman, but with a beard. Yeah. So, how did this pregnancy come about?
First time I ever heard about it was on the news, on the radio, and then they said it was from Ben, and I was like, Ben, hell, that's where I'm from. Thought that was a little odd, and then I just didn't understand how a man could have a baby. Did he get himself pregnant?
Just thinking that through. No, I don't think that's possible. Now, according to Thomas, men having babies would be a lot more common.
I've actually spoken to a lot of men that said that they would carry a baby if they could.
Oh, they'd carry it, yeah. To the car, to the pushchair. But they wouldn't actually want to have it. Let's face it, in these days of equality, it is the only advantage we men have got over women. And, of course, an inherent ability to correctly stack a dishwasher. Thomas thinks of her old self.
Another black and white. Kind of have an Indian theme going on.
Pretty.
I probably would have been attracted to her. Is that weird?
Yes, it is. Mind you, I sometimes look at old photos of myself from when I was a woman and think, I'll give myself one. Because I used to be a woman, yeah. I used to be Sinead O'Connor. And now I'm pregnant by Del Winter. It's okay. I've told my mum, Brian Blessed, and my dad, Martina Navratilova. And they're fine about it, yeah. I think I'm having it. I've got to put my beard on. It was easy. I don't know why women make such a fuss about it. Now, although I have signed an exclusive picture deal with OK Magazine, I'll just give you a glimpse of my little baby. Come on out. That's it. No, Mama. Give me back my baby. Cool, this show just gets weirder every week. Whatever happened to the bloke from the Levi's laundrette advert? Dad, Yes, it's EastEnders. And Pat seemed to have rather low self-esteem this week.
You said anything to Bianca?
Criticised the holy Tony.
Ricky, are you sure this ain't the green-eyed monster talking?
Don't put yourself down, Pat. You're a fine figure of a woman. Of course, this was the week that Tony was finally revealed as a pervert. I've been saying it for weeks. Yes, poor Whitney, when you think of how she used to be.
When I think back to when I first met you, you were such a titchy little thing with them huge eyes and a tiny little smile and all wobbly round the edges.
Huge eyes, tiny little smile, all wobbly round the edges. Yeah, I've got a photograph of her from that time. Yes. Roxy was keen to run a DNA test on Sean to find out if he's really baby Amy's father. She got the results through the next day, but was called away unexpectedly, so had to hide them. What the hell?
Please, someone!
What's that, Billy?
Someone else!
Sit down.
Gordon Ramsay. They'll come in handy at Christmas. Peggy immediately got the wrong end of the stick.
Oh! What are you doing?
I must have bumped into him.
What is this? Demolish the Vic Day or something?
Yeah, it is. And the Rovers. And the Woolpack. Oh, that scuppered their Christmas specials. Meanwhile, baby Amy was feeling much better, and as a mother myself, I must say it's a very special moment when your baby first smiles at you. But surely it's too early for Amy to be able to smile.
I've just been showing everyone Sean's photo of Amy.
Yeah.
It's 50-50. Some say it's a smile, some say it's wind.
Could be a smile, could be wind. But which is better? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, smile! Welcome back to TV Burp. Woman with wooden hand on the pregnant man.
And it's just uncomfortable.
Feet get a pep talk on doctors.
Stop it. Pull yourself together.
And Ruth Lorenzo has really let herself go since being voted out of the X Factor. On Horizon this week, Professor of Physics Brian Cox posed this question.
I'm going to try and answer one of the simplest questions you could ask. What time is it?
About 5 to 7.
This is truly the unknown. What time is it? I don't know.
Get yourself a watch, Brian. Learn to tell the time, you're pretty much there. But no, for Brian, there's more to it than that.
So the answer to the question, what time is it, is...
About time you got yourself a watch. See, Brian reckons that to understand what time it is, you have to go at a watch. See, I'm wondering whether he's overthinking the whole thing. He's making it overcomplicated and worrying too much about the answer. OK, calm down. Deep breath, start with the basics and work back. We want to know what time it is at the moment.
I can't even tell you at the moment what at the moment means.
When you got the job of Professor of Particle Physics at Manchester University, did you have to do any sort of test? Perhaps it's me oversimplifying it. Have a go at explaining it to me. The answers to the question, how do you build a sandcastle? Of course, one way to find out the time is to watch Emmerdale. Yeah! 7:30, time for Emmerdale! I wonder what Delia Smith is up to these days. I suppose with the sexing up of cookery programmes by Nigella and Gordon, she's had to respond in her own way. Of course not! This wasn't Delia Smith naked on a couch, it was Mrs. Helen Thompson on How to Look Good Naked. Usually my reply to How to Look Good Naked is, put some clothes on. But maybe that's too obvious. Gok had plans for Helen, yeah. He was all set to take her off to a glamorous location.
Hollywood glamour like Helen's deserves a Hollywood location. So we've come to Scunthorpe's premier picture house.
Scunthorpe doesn't get any more Hollywood than that, does it? He takes her to a multi-screen cinema complex in Scunthorpe. But what are they planning to see?
I thought that we would maybe see a little film on our first date.
OK.
And I'm very excited about it. Let's have a look.
What are they going to see? Helen's body? We certainly don't want to see a hot fuzz. Really? But as a woman myself, I was most interested in some of the bust firming creams available.
They'll be testing 3 creams, including the bargain basement Avon's Bust Contouring Cream, cheap as chips at £8.
The Avon Bust Firming Cream, very reasonably priced. But it's not so much the contours as the firmness I'm interested in.
A best-selling bust product, a Lancel's Firming Bust Gel at £18.50.
But I've got a sore throat as well.
And probably one for the credit card, Kanebo's Throat and Bust Lifting Effect Formula at £72.
Forget it, I'll use a sports bra and a packet of lockets. It is a problem, though, bust firmness amongst us women.
And to kick off Helen's new beauty regime, I've booked her in for a quick-fix bust firming treatment. This is not for wimps. The Bristols are subjected to electric shocks, which frighten them back into perkiness.
Oh, that's nice. No one needs them that firm. The department store now on BBC4, which followed the day-to-day goings-on at Peter's department store in Huddersfield, which had me glued to my TV set.
Are you buying a jacket for a special occasion?
Beg pardon?
Are you buying a jacket for a special occasion?
Yes, for a wedding, actually.
Oh, right, lovely.
For a wedding outfit, yeah.
Lovely. Meanwhile, in the Coffee Mill restaurant, there was a bit of a to-do over the contents of a wrap. I mean, cheese and pickle go together, ham and cheese go together, but a new pairing had been spotted.
She did a wrap the other day. She put prawns and ham in it.
Prawns and ham in the same wrap?
Yeah.
This isn't well
ham and cheese together.
Yeah, no, but prawns.
Prawns and ham?
Yeah. She says they do go together and I don't. I've seen them together.
Prawns and ham?
She's seen them together, yes. In a bin. The great visionary behind Peter's is Caroline, who's always pushing to improve the place and, fresh back from a trip to Milan, wants to try and give the place a continental feel.
I only had a week left with Caroline and David at Peter's. But her experiences in Milan had inspired her. In an unused area at the back of the shop, she'd got a vision to create a continental-style terrace cafe overlooking the Packhorse Centre.
Lovely. Enjoy a long glass of Ovaltine as you watch the sun slowly set over the Packhorse Centre, Huddersfield. Yes, she's got big plans, as Caroline.
2 or 3 years ago, I had a vision of doing in the basement a youth sushi line I've been to in London lots of times, or Manchester, to do a chocolate bar, and to do a champagne bar. God, that would be fantastic. So I could go and have my nails done, I could have my hair done, I could go to the champagne bar, I could eat chocolate and your sushi all at the same time.
It's not working. Which brings us to our TV highlight of the week. TV highlight
of the week. Can you hear me? Are you all right in there?
No. Well, we're anxious to get out, of course.
Coronation Street now. And recently widowed Maria got all upset just looking at a photo. It's very upsetting. But time is a wonderful healer. Now, you know, the fiberglass figure outside the cabin, well, we've been keeping a close eye on him now for a number of years. Well, he finally spoke because he needed the toilet.
I don't know how long I can control my bladder.
Yeah, he's been holding on all that time. It turns out that the wards at Weatherfield General Hospital are all named after musical entertainers.
There's a gentleman on George Formby ward speaks very highly of you. Though I can't condone you giving away free biscuits.
They've named a ward after George Formby.
George Formby, Gracie Fields. It's a who's who of musical entertainers.
Yeah, I've got the list here. There's George Formby ward, there's Gracie Fields ward. What's this one? Morrissey ward? That can't be right, is it? Oh, I see. MRSA ward. You might want to name a ward after Eileen from the cab office's dad, judging by this.
I was a teddy boy in my heyday. Jet black hair, big quiff in the front, DA at the back. I was Wythern Shaw's answer to Elvis Presley.
Oh, question is, can you sing like him?
Oh, me now.
No, he can't. But he's here anyway to sing us out from Coronation Street. It's Eileen's dad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please pass our regards on to Eileen. That's all from us here. See you next week.
Well, the DVD of Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold is available just in time for Christmas, in-store and online now. And later tonight, join in the festive fun. You are all invited to the Girls Aloud party at 8:40. So, who gets your vote tonight? JLS, Owen or Alexandra? It's the big one next. It's the X Factor final. TV Burp. Emily Bishop gets down with the kids on Corrie.
Wicked.
Bangin'. Tai Chi Baby on EastEnders.
Well, no one's moving them anywhere because they're staying right here.
And I was surprised to see Santa and his elf admiring a lady's bottom on Casualty. Well, happy Happy Christmas, everyone!
He died in my arms and it's all your fault!
Wreck everything you touch, you damage every life. Get away!
Just leave it, all right? I wish I'd never have said nothing.
I'm not drunk.
Yes, you are. Just get a piece.
Not me.
Yeah, happy Christmas. A bit of a downer. I expected more from Emmerdale. I mean, with Anna and Matthew's wedding day, I was expecting a joyful celebration of the love between two people. Looking back, maybe there was a clue that things might go badly.
Oh, there is nothing quite like starting the day to the sound of champagne corks popping.
Oh, we're going to give you 5 more minutes.
What, miss another second of the best day of my life? I don't think so. Cheers. Here's to the perfect day.
I should have seen it coming. Perfect day in soap language means someone's going down. There was a big fight, and Matthew even announced it in the proper manner.
I understand you, you know.
Then marry me.
Either I must be off my rocker or I've seen the light. But I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Well, it kicked off. Yeah. Pretty soon it started to get, well, a bit Batman.
Finish you off.
You lie. You lie. And you
It's not Christmas in Emmerdale unless one of the King family's flying through a window. I was surprised to see Peter Barlow take the X Factor final result so badly on Corrie this week. He went round to one of the judges' houses.
Simon! Simon, come on, let's go home. I've got Teddy, look. Look. I've got Teddy.
Yeah, should have been Eoghan. Little Simon had a nice role in the Christmas play. It all started well with an old children's nursery rhyme.
Sorry, I've not guessed the start of it.
There's been a slight delay. Mary had a little accident.
Her fleece was white as snow, except for the bit around her tail, which was damp and yellow. In the absence of a roaring open fire, Roy Cropper found something else to keep his hands warm.
I used to hate Christmas, you know. Hate it. Apart from what else, it meant I weren't going to be properly warm again for months. But this year, I'm looking forward to it more than since I was a kid.
Hayley's bottom. Lovely. Lovely and warm. Thank you, Hayley. Actually, could you turn it down a bit, love? Down, I said. Forget it. Now, Rosie Webster was in trouble with Carla, and Carla very cleverly used the can I have my keys back method of grabbing hold of her hand.
Keys to this place. Now. You cross me again, Rosie, and I'll make you into an handbag.
Yeah, the Rosie Webster handbag. It's the must-have gift for Christmas. I went to buy one, but there'd been the Christmas rush and they'd run out, so I ended up getting the Heather from EastEnders suitcase. Which brings us to TV Expert of the Week.
TV Expert of the Week.
You see this steering wheel? See that? That should be round and flat.
So with all this bad news about, on the soaps, the recession, war on terror, young Quig not winning X Factor, it would be nice to get some good news for a change.
The good news is Tracy is ready to begin assembling her melon ball skewers.
news. That's really set me up for Christmas. Yes, it was final week of Rosemary Schrager's School for Cooks. Yeah, so what was on the menu?
Over at the marquee, Rosemary prepares for service of the savoury buffet. There's a ballantine of salmon.
A ballantine of salmon. I've got one here. Why is it called a ballantine? Why are you called a ballantine?
I don't like Rosemary Schrager. Her show's rubbish, and for that reason, I'm out.
And for pudding, a lovely summer fruit roulade full of cream.
Making a mistake in the finals could cost him dear. Clearly feeling the pressure, Paul manages to get an unwanted ingredient in the roulade.
Could do with some more cream. Rosie Schrager wasn't the only cook with a show on. It being Christmas, they were all at it with their Christmas cookery shows. I couldn't help being distracted by Alison's roast potatoes on The House Guest at Christmas.
But one thing they do all like are Alison's legendary roast potatoes.
Meanwhile, on BBC Two, Nigella showed us how to make a seasonal cocktail.
Right, get everything I need. Very simple. I do it by ratios, which means you can do either a glass or a pitcher. So 1 part chilled vodka.
1 part chilled vodka, yeah, I got that.
1 part white rum.
Drop of white rum, yes, got that.
And 2 parts creme de lychee.
And what?
And 2 parts creme de lychee.
Absinthe, ouzo, what's that one? Mozart, Sierra Tequila, Luxardo. I'm sure I had a bottle of creme de lychee. All right, have you got a recipe I have got the ingredients for?
Let that melt while I pour over one of my favourite ingredients. Some Pedro Ximénez.
No, you seen the Pedro Ximénez? For Nigella, her best friend is her freezer.
I've come down into the icy depths to stash away my mince pies in the freezer. Not that they'll last very long there, I have to say, unlike a lot of the stuff I keep frozen. For example, I've got some chicken necks and feet bought in the hope that I would make some fantastic soup.
Chicken feet soup? I go for leg or breast first. I've got to be pretty hungry to start on the feet. Of course, Nigella being Nigella, she couldn't just go for the straightforward Christmas dinner, could she?
One of the suppers I like to do most for friends at this time of year is something which is luscious and sort of full of Eastern promise, a tagine studded with dates and cooked in pomegranate juice. And with this scented and spiced stew, I like to festoon and adorn it with my pomegranate and red onion relish.
Hang on, I thought this was supposed to be a Christmas dinner. Who have you got coming round? Osama bin Laden? Still, her friends seem to lap it up.
Pomegranate and red onion relish, the tagine.
It smells gorgeous.
Time for the unveiling.
I've got a
I know, not subtle, is it? I put the B in subtle.
Don't like it. Oh well. Nigella, like any of us, has her Christmas bugbears.
You want the potatoes baked until they're fairly crisp on the outside, but fluffy on the inside. There are few things, I think, as disappointing as an undercooked baked potato or a too cold bath.
Oh, I quite agree. An undercooked jacket potato is bad enough, and so is a cold bath. But which is better? You know, if you had to choose, there's only one way to find out.
potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more. 1 potato, 2 potato.
See you after the break. Come on, undercooked jacket potato! Welcome back to TV Burp. Woman in a deck chair gets turned on by car sponge on Taggart. Whoa. New look Santa outfit on the bill.
Doesn't look like anything's been touched up there.
Yeah, same here. Must have disturbed him.
Ho, ho, ho. And on Strictly Come Dancing, the finalists need a little work on their group dance. Yes, that's good. Of course, nothing could match up to the excitement of the X Factor final. As you know, I was backing Eoghan Quigg, but he didn't do his voting face.
Tonight, you are voting to see if Owen wins the X Factor.
I'm not doing it. 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 I haven't done it. And that's why he didn't win. It was nice for JB from JLS to take time out to wish us all a heartfelt Merry Christmas, though.
Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas! JB. Could JLS win?
I believe in you, and I want people to vote for you. And I've never met 4 nicer guys. Can we win it? Yes, we
can't. Despite the support of a nun who had clearly been fitted with Duracell batteries.
Thank you, Dermot. We are loving the judges'
Turn her off. It's nice to win, though, isn't it? I suppose everyone reacts in a different way.
We've got a lot of people want to know how you're feeling right now. Can you talk for me or not? Come on, baby, you can sing, you can talk.
Yeah, it's nice to win. That reminds me, I bought a scratch card at the weekend. I've been meaning to scratch it off. £10. Yeah. Which brings us to an occasional item, the many faces of Alexandra Burke.
The many faces of Alexandra Burke.
Alexandra.
I've often wondered what I'll look like in 30 years' time. Yes, this was Sports Personality of the Year. And isn't it weird when you start looking like one of your trophies?
And this is the trophy won by
It wasn't just Sports Personality, no. It incorporated Young Sports Personality of the Year. Or, if you haven't got time to say Young Sports Personality of the Year, just roll it into one. Isn't that right, Ricky?
Well, Ricky, you have the envelope. Will you do the honours, please?
The BBC Young Personality of the Year.
Young Personality. EastEnders now, and there was a rare wild bird on the square, a type of peewit, the lesser freckled Bianca.
Where Where? Where?
Where? Yeah, Bianca seemed a little bit uncertain about the names of her kids. She seemed to think that one of them was called Piers Morgan.
Liam, Tiff, Morgan, your tea's ready!
With the credit crunch beginning to bite, Susie resorted to stealing from the Queen Vic safe. But she was caught in the act by a rather unusual sleuth. Yeah, Skippy's on the square. And he's not the only character intent on fighting crime.
Patrick's given me strict instructions. I'm to pay close attention, note down any suspicious activity, and then report back to him.
Oh, Detective Sergeant Trott, aren't you?
That's just what I said to Patrick. You know, I could be a private eye.
Heather and Skippy, what a pairing. In fact, the BBC have pounced on it straight away and are introducing 8 episodes of a new detective series.
New for 2009 on BBC One. You've seen her on EastEnders.
Come on, Skippy!
You've seen him on the TV during the holidays in the 70s. But when they met, it was murder.
Looks like someone's got themselves hurt. What's that, Skip? Villain getting away by car? Come on! Skippy! Well, it looks like we've got our man. Ain't that right, Skip?
Skippy and Heather P.I. Part of our spring lineup on BBC One.
What's the average family size out in the sticks?
Farmer Mark Gorst has 500 kids.
Country people, country ways, I suppose. Of course not, he's meaning baby goats. But then you knew that, really, didn't you? And this was Vets in Action, which follows the day-to-day life of vets. And much of the attention this week was centred on a budgie with a beak problem. Now, my little budgie's been ill, actually. Yeah. And I need to get him out of his cage to make him better. What I really need is a vet with years of experience.
With 35 years' experience, Les knows the best way to get a budgie out of its cage.
No, it's not working. Maybe I should listen to what Les has got to say. What is the best way to get a budgie out of a cage?
The bird's not as stressed when it's dark, so you can actually catch them easier. The difficulty is obviously your eyes don't always get accustomed to the dark. You can't see where the bird is.
Who's grabbing?
You've got to be very careful with budgies. Thank you. Okay.
In the dark, of course, yeah. Well, let's try that. Yeah. Okay, that's, I think I've got it. Hang on, what's it? I've got it, yeah, I've got him. Turn the lights on, I've got it. Get out of it. Oh. Hang on. If that was... Where's the budgie? Get off my budgie! There was a cat in trouble too.
But after the treatment, Jenny will become radioactive.
Well, at least it'll be easier to find in the dark than my budgie. Channel 4 have got a new sister show to A Place in the Sun called A Place by the Sea, where people look to buy a place that is, well, by the sea. Jackie and Laird were looking to exchange their East End home for a place on the Essex coast, but in the end, it came down to whether they liked the house or not.
It's a great space, again.
Oh, yeah, that's nice, yeah.
And on a day like this, when it's pouring down, it's quite nice to have this so you can still enjoy the garden.
I like it.
It's a good price.
Yeah, it's a good price. I like it. I do like it.
Yeah.
Very good. I've got a good feel about this one. Very good.
Great.
Like it a lot.
Me too. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Yeah, I really like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's got a lot of character.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like it a lot.
It's cheerful and sort of welcoming.
Yeah, a lot lighter as well. It's nice. I like this one. I like it. It's nice.
It's so sweet. Nice colours, and it's really...
It's been well finished, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. There's a lot of thought gone into it.
I like it. Like it. Really looking good. Really like this one. Really like it.
I love the sash windows.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I really do like it.
I like it.
Well, Jackie and Laird, what do you think?
I like it.
I like it.
I like the way you run your fingers through my hair.
And I like the way you tickle my chin. And I like the way you let me come in when your mama ain't there.
Whoa, I like it. Are you liking it too? Liking it too?
What did you think of the show?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Well, that's all from us here. Have a happy Christmas. See you on Boxing Day.
Well, if you like Harry Hill, there are some great highlights from the year on Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold. It's on DVD, in-store and online now. Next this evening, Ronan Keating, Terry Venables and Tamsin Outhwaite bring the better halves along for an all-star Mr. and Mrs. Christmas special.
To the TV Burp Review of the Year. Spaghetti Bolognese overdose on Casualty.
I know her. Okay, Tash, let's get her booked in another line of some American stuff and put it out you.
Man describes his own teeth on megastructures.
And we'll have flexible zones between them, flexible joints between them, and there's quite a large gap between each of those sections.
And Charlie Slater shocked by his own beer gut on EastEnders.
What's that?
I should say, if you haven't got time to watch the whole show, I prepared this little package, which pretty much sums up the year on TV.
Get out! No!
Get out! Yeah, that was pretty much it. Of course, it was Olympic year, and we were taken behind the scenes to meet British Olympic diving hopeful 14-year-old Tom Daley.
It's finally worth it because I'm going to be an Olympian. This is how happy I am. I'm as happy as...
Unfortunately, he didn't win a medal. I can give you a sneak preview of the opening ceremony Boris Johnson's got planned for the London Olympics. Now, obviously, we haven't got the resources they've got in Beijing. Yeah, it's going to be great. This was Trinny and Susanna's Great British Body. The idea was to, well, I'm not sure exactly what the idea was, but it involved people taking their clothes off on TV. And if that isn't a ratings winner, I don't know what is. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I am surprised. The idea was to get as many people as they could naked on the side of a hill to, well, I'm sure, as I say, they had their reasons. At least the people who took part got something out of it.
But no, it was really good. I'm glad I took part in it all. I'm really proud of myself.
I actually feel as if I've done something important.
That's a shame, because you haven't. Now, I wanted to show you this This pink bunting that I've organised for the producer's birthday party later. Yeah, the pink bunting. Oh, there seems to be a piece of the bunting missing there. I don't know what's happened to that piece of pink bunting.
Sarah is a typical large size case. She's asking for help because her big bum is making her give up on everything else.
I think I'm gonna sneeze. A little bit of vanish on it, be fine. Now, this was Trini and Susanna's other show, Undress the Nation. The idea was to get people to feel at ease with their bodies. Oh, the clever ways in which they got you to love yourself.
Love it or loathe it, your bum is your bum. And it's really important that women say, I am me, I love me, and I love my bum.
The thing is, I love my bum and I love me, but I love me a little bit more than I love my bum, and my bum is jealous of me. Which brings us to our fabulous bum of the year.
Fabulous bum of the year.
It's an extra. I've never seen a bum like that before. That's fabulous.
Ray Mears was back in his new show, Ray Mears Goes Walkabout. Walkabout? Oh, I see, he's walking about, is he? Must be tiring, all that walking about.
The great thing about the term walkabout is that you can use it to describe almost any sort of journey.
He's walking about in a car. This time Ray is in Australia and he's met some lovely local people who have a particular way of communicating with their ancestors.
The land here on Prince of Wales is sacred to the Cowreg people. It's where they've lived for thousands of years. Before we're allowed onto the island, Enid calls to her ancestors for their guidance and permission to be here.
Oh! Oh!
I'm coming, Enid! What you got to drink? Lager! Lovely. I hope it's my favourite. Is it Carling?
Eso.
There's no need for bad language. But there he is, poor Ray, long periods on his own in the bush. Naturally, his mind turns to other things.
Brand new billy can. I think it's about time it lost its virginity.
All right. I think maybe he's been out there too long on his own, but I was out there myself, as a matter of fact. Yes, and of course there's no toilet paper. Oh, no. You have to make do with a leaf.
There's real beauty here, but much of it is dangerous, like this, called simply and accurately the giant stinging tree.
The rainforest has got a whole host of things you've got to be a bit careful of in it, and this is a real classic. This tree with these big heart-shaped leaves is one you wouldn't use for toilet paper.
I did think that was a bit sore. Still, it should only last a day or so.
This will continue to sting not just for a day or 2 days, up to 6 months.
Can you get me that talcum powder? The big one. Yeah, I was over there, and it was interesting to see Ray getting ready to pitch his tent.
Always clear the ground where you're going to put up your swag. Leaf litter can be a place where you find scorpions, ants that can bite.
Oh, careful, Ray, I'm trying to put the tent up here. Have it out! Sting! Where was I? Yeah, it's all right. I gave him a dock leaf later on. Yeah. Of course, the Australian accent is a lovely one. I particularly like the way it goes up at the end of each sentence. I wondered whether this man on BBC Two's Jimmy Doherty's Farming Heroes might have a touch of Australian blood, because if you listen carefully, his voice goes up slightly at the end.
Now we're turning them into a useful product that, well, as you can see, that wood there is going to produce electricity.
Slightly at the end there. In this series, Jimmy visited his farming heroes that someone had researched for him. One of whom was Paul Kelly, a turkey farmer who had a real light touch with his flock.
Yeah, and that's what's called the snood. You see, now that's tight at the moment.
Stop doing that! Stop doing that! Yeah, I've got a turkey down here. Let's just have a little pull. Let's put this. I know that they're a bit tight for space in the Queen Vic, but I do resent Phil storing his champagne glasses on top of my telly.
Phil, got a champagne here, please.
Champagne, you're pushing the boat, aren't you?
Yeah, well, me and Annie, we're buying a stall off Bill, aren't we?
You kept that one quiet.
Yeah, didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah, so soon you won't be the only Mitchell entrepreneur anymore.
Look after your own glasses. I like to keep ornaments up there, like these two. Yeah, that's nice. Well, it was nice to see Stacey's mum. Stacey's mum finally getting a bit of male attention.
Oh, he was so handsome.
She was so pretty. Just like you.
Silly. I'm not pretty.
You are. You're very pretty.
Well... Meanwhile, in the Branning household, Lauren was off on a camping trip.
Right. Is Lauren feeling better then?
Yeah, she couldn't get on that bus quick enough, tell you. The idea of a week camping in Norfolk with a load of hormonal teenagers.
I don't know.
You're not going to embarrass me, are you?
Oh, it's you.
Oh, hello, Abby. It's just Lauren's camping trip. I don't know if there's any spaces left at all. It's amazing how Max's son, baby Oscar, looks so much like his dad.
Is he still with you? Yeah. I was hoping he'd have gone.
No, he's still here.
Ah, bless. Poor Ronnie, she was most upset, and like a lot of us, when she cries, she likes to do it into her own special crying cushion to absorb the tears. Yeah, Ronnie's crying cushion, yeah. I've got it here. There we are. Oh. Yes, there we are. The whole Jack, Ronnie, Max, Tanya, Jack, Ronnie, Max love rectangle ploughed on. And poor Tanya, she was facing a real dilemma. Who to go with?
What do you want?
It's just that camping trip. Oh, my snood hurts. But the big story this year was the death of Wellard. Yeah, he's gone. Yes, Wellard, everyone's favourite TV doggy, is dead. But time is a wonderful healer, and before you know it, a new dog has arrived. And with a new animal on the square, it ruffled a few feathers.
Go on, you two, make yourselves at home, yeah?
Right. Albert. Go on, boy. Go on.
Come here.
Yes, but which is better? Albert, the dog, or Corky the parrot? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Go on, Corky. Come on. Welcome back to TV Burp. Man gets inside rhino on Michaela's Zoo Babies.
Let me just check you out. Let's see what you're doing.
David's poised for the last leg of Natombi's 16-month-long pregnancy.
What we're looking for in Tony now?
Tony Robinson lets us know what he really thinks of Henry VIII.
Henry VIII, like virtually every other king before him, was an absolute monarch.
And the River Dance revival continues on Holby. Is it me, or is David Attenborough dumbing down?
If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down to the woods today, you better go in disguise.
Come on, Dave, fight it. This was Bear's Spy in the Woods, where Dave films the whole lot with hidden cameras. This year, he was on the trail of the panda. Ah, pandas. Aren't they cute, eh? Oh, the cute, cuddly pandas.
Pandas inhabit a perfumed world. They're the only bears with a scent gland.
Yeah, still, the cute, cuddly pandas, eh?
In a contest for dominance, reminiscent of a young boy's game, the male that pees the highest wins.
Yeah, well, they're cute some of the time, but I think one of them hadn't been eating the bamboo so much as smoking it. Hey, man, where's the party? Anyone go down to petrol station, give me a Twix, yeah? Ooh. We've got a panda working on the show. Yeah, just running errands. In fact, I gave him a jiffy bag with a new TV Burp Gold DVD in it to deliver. Yeah, I don't know what he did with it. Oh, charming, that is. In 2008, Corrie handled all the big stories. None bigger than this one.
I think some moisture's got into the midget gems.
Yes, and there's a little condensation collected on his licorice pipe. Elsewhere, Deirdre seemed a little confused.
A chicken, please, love. A chicken, free range if you've got one.
It was interesting to hear Blanche list all her old boyfriends.
Rock Hudson, Michael Barrymore, Elton John.
Yes, it was her that turned them. Now, I guess if you're a new, young director on Corrie, you probably want to stamp your own mark. Shake things up a bit. Try for a few different camera angles.
Wee, but Nina, you truly are a goddess amongst women.
It's the Through the Dev's leg shot. Yes. We thought we'd get Dev to help us here on TV Burp. Ready, Dev?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Dev. And if you like that shot, on my other camera, I've got Betty Turpin. Yeah, all right, Betty. It's not really. It wasn't really working, though, was it? Sorry. Here, how does the theme tune to Hawaii Five-0 go again?
Joke.
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 Joke. Joke. Joke. Joke. Oh, excuse me. Yes?
I'm looking for monastic writings pertaining to the Templar exile from Europe.
Monastic writings pertaining to the Templar exile from Europe? You mean the Gromatines?
The Gromatines, yes.
Sorry, can't help you. Just thinking about it, I just realised it won't be long before Springwatch is back. Hooray! Yes, Springwatch. And I did enjoy the Springwatch Spectacular with Simon King.
I'm really lucky. I get to travel all over the world looking at and filming wild animals. And of course, it's great to see lions and wolves and sharks.
Great! Lions, wolves, sharks!
But honestly, some of the most memorable wildlife encounters I have ever had have been right here in the UK.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, I suppose I should give him a chance.
In this country, as far as I'm concerned, the equivalent of the cheetah and gazelle is the peregrine falcon and the pigeon.
Keep talking.
If you have never taken a moment to lie back in a bed of bluebells in spring, to simply soak up the heady scent and the sound of insects buzzing from flower to flower, you've missed out on one of life's most enriching experiences.
Yeah, the thing is, Simon, some of us have got jobs. No, be fair, we do have our share of interesting animals here, like the deer. Yes, even deer in the heart of the town, which puzzles Simon a little.
The fact that he has a doe with him, a female, means they certainly are breeding here. But it's hard to work out just how they got here. The whole place seems to be surrounded by the city. There is a railway quite close by.
He must have got the train then. Super saver. Which brings us to our TV Burp Poetry Corner.
TV Burp Poetry Corner.
I'm Joe. I know.
I must say I particularly enjoyed the wonderful music produced by a piano-playing cat on Extraordinary Animals, the Piano-Playing Cat on 5. He seemed to have an instinctive feel for the instrument.
We had her for about a year, and we were upstairs. We heard this little repeated note sound. It's like one of those defining moments of your generation.
Yeah, I love that song. This was the Extraordinary Animals series, showcasing as it did those animals with special talent, such as the talented rodents. And of course, there is a special way of handling them.
The thing about the ferret as well, get your nose in, there you go, is that they are extremely flexible, which is what makes them perfect for this job. And that's because they have what's known as an articulated vertebrae.
Oh, mind me back.
And if you do this kind of thing...
Oh, that shifted it. Yeah. Oh, I quite like that. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, do it some more. Do it some more. From ferrets, then, to highly intelligent rats.
The Apopo Centre trains rats to do life-saving work, including helping to identify one of the world's deadliest diseases. It was the brainchild of a pair of Belgian scientists and rat fans.
Rat fans! Where there are rats, you'll be sure to find cheese, and in particular, Barn, a cheese sniffer, able to tell what cheese is what from one simple whiff.
It's a cheddar. That's a Stilton. It's a brie. It smells worse than nappy. It is a smelly and wash rind cheese. Again, this is a blue cheese, Harbon Blue.
Get a move on. I've got a picnic in half an hour.
Yeah! And I've got to get Kevin and Dermal's lunch, you weirdo. Yeah! Red things.
Red things. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the year, except, of course, the show that everyone looks forward to, Britain's Strongest Man. And I was surprised to see the well-known soul singer Joss Stone entering this year's contest.
And we've got the Celtic Fringe to get off with Wales and Northern Ireland.
Wales, Ross Stone.
Ross Stone, who is sick and tired of being called Joss Stone.
She's here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to sing us out. It's Joss Stone!
You lost me, you wasted, you cost me. I don't want you get messing with my mind. I realize that in time, the mad eyes are not blind. I've seen it before, taking back my life. I've seen it before, I'm taking back my life.
Thank you, Joss.
It's Ross.
That's all from us. See you next time.
And the laughs continue in half an hour here with new You've Been Framed. Once again, no one's safe. It's at 8. But that's after our first Boxing Day trip to Weatherfield, where the frustration is getting to Maria so much that she's prepared to do anything to prove Tony killed Liam. But is anyone going to believe her? Corrie's next here.